What's going on, guys, and welcome to another episode of Loot Chest on Tasty Loot Gaming. In case you don't know, Loot Chest is a show where we talk about a random topic in gaming. My name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And on this episode, we're going to have a quick conversation about our early impressions of The Division. The long-awaited game that we've been waiting for, hyped a lot and then kind of disappeared for a while, is finally out. And we both own it. We play on PS4. And yeah, I just want to discuss the game itself, what we think of it, and what we think of essentially the rise of pseudo MMOs,
Right.
faux MMOs, because you have your real MMOs on PC typically. There's some on console. They're full-fledged, big open worlds. But we're seeing games like Destiny, The Division, and even games like Warframe that we talk about a lot, and a bunch of games like that. Vindictus on PC, games that kind of hit that MMO feeling in some ways, but are also condensed and a little more streamlined for your more average audience. But let's jump into The Division. So just so you guys know where we're at, I think level 11 right now, so I'm not too far in the game, but I have some hours under my belt. What level are you?
I think I'm 9.
9. We've played together. I have played by myself. We've played with Chris and Frank. And yeah, what do you think of the game so far?
At least the little bit I've played so far, it's fun. I'm gonna be a little reserved in my opinion until I actually hit 30 and see what the game has to offer.
I want to do an update on this too.
Yeah.
That's why I want to do this now and then do one later, because our opinions could change by end game if there's an end game.
Well, and my thing is for the enjoyment factor so far. As far as the way it plays very well.
Yep.
The cover system works really well.
I love the cover system.
The shooting, I had to turn my sensitivity down a little bit. It felt a little floaty, but it feels a lot better now. I also really like how, and you brought this up before when we were talking about it, how densely cluttered everything is. It's very detailed in the city map design. So yeah, for the most part, it's good so far. So
It's funny because, I mean, overall, I'm really enjoying the game. But I have this weird apprehension to wanting to enjoy it too much, because I also enjoyed Destiny quite a bit when it first came out.
Oh, yeah.
And then it became stale very quick. And then the support went from the co-op over to the multiplayer versus, which I love, versus in FPSs, but I did not get Destiny for that reason. So I'm a little worried that they could maybe do that, but there's no sign of it yet. But the things I do like about the game is, like you said before, I think the atmosphere is great, and I think the game looks really good. I think the dense clutter of cars and the garbage, stuff like that, looks great. So running around has nice varied areas. The weather changes. It gets foggy. It snows. All stuff like that. I like that it's snowy. It's kind of neat. Kind of makes it feel more dire.
yeah.
The cover system's awesome. This is an evolution of the cover system that Ubisoft games have had for a while. Being able to plan your attack based off of movement from cover to cover is really fucking cool, really intuitive, looks great, really easy to use. A lot of really cool systems too, super immersive. The gun combat I really like. It's tactical feeling. I've had a couple people say like, man, it's really easy to die in that game. And I'm like, you gotta stay behind cover, which I love because I love tactical games. It also allows you to get pretty creative with your teammates in attacks. Me and you have had a couple times where we've flanked, or like I shot a grenade on that bridge, blew those dudes up with the barrels, and then one guy survived, the rest of them blew up, and then you popped the dude with the sniper rifle.
Right.
In fact, I was talking with my boss Dale at work, and he was saying he did that mission where you go through the tunnel and then you come out and there's that sniper up on that thing.
Yeah.
And he said he died like 4 or 5 times on that, and he says admittedly that he sucks at the game. But I was saying we didn't have too much of a problem with that, because when me and you did it, I was up front just suppressing the guy and unloading, and every once in a while you were just hitting him with your sniper rifle, taking out
chunks of
his
health,
damage, or health, and I love that. Like, I love even on simple missions, you're working as a team, and it definitely benefits, and it's super fun. And it has a lot of, it's a lot more deep than I thought it was going to be. And it's build. You can recraft weapons, change attributes, You can add mods. There's talents, perks, skills, passives.
It seems really reminiscent of
Didn't you say Diablo?
Diablo. It has a lot of features out of Diablo, which I found really surprising.
I think it's a smart
But
thing to copy.
It is really good. The cosmetics being account based and not character based.
It's really cool. What do you think about armor versus aesthetic being different?
I like it, but I knew I liked that before because Blade and Soul is like the epitome of that. Your armor literally is not visible. Period. It's just a thing.
Well, and Phantasy Star was like that too, which I really liked. The armor only changed the color of the lights on your suit.
Yeah.
But everything else was like the way you wanted to look.
Yep.
Which I really like, and I'm actually surprised on the amount of fucking clothes in the game there are.
So far, yeah.
Everyone looks different that I've played with so far, which is awesome. I was expecting everybody to look like the dude from Watch Dogs, because in Watch Dogs they literally had like 50 of his same outfit with just different color schemes.
Yeah, and I finally just got some scarves too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen any scarves yet.
I think I have 2. They're both terrible colors.
What colors are they?
I got like this like really bright purple, which does not go with anything I have, and then this like lime green. I'm just like, these are not good colors for
Seahawks colors, baby. One thing too, I'm actually happily surprised with is I was actually expecting. I mean, me and you are the same. We could fucking play the same mission over and over and over again in like Warframe to get what we want. I'm actually surprised on how varied the missions are. I haven't felt stale yet.
Well, even for the same mission types, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I was expecting it to kind of fall into that, like, after a while you're just kind of doing the same mission over and over again. But, like, every mission, especially the more instance-based missions, are really interesting. I did one, it's a level 10 one. I don't know if you did it. I don't think you did. But you're in a building and the whole place is on fire. And you just, like, run around searching for stuff while fighting dudes. And it's a different feeling than the missions we've done before. And there's a lot of cinematic things that happen randomly too, which is kind of cool because I wasn't expecting to see that, and not just in that mission but in general. I mean, one mission you start in this this like big tank of like gas, something that just gets dropped and blows up and shit, and wasn't expecting to see that. So far I haven't ran into what I expected. I still expect it might happen, but so far it's I'm having fun. I haven't got bored.
To piggyback off the missions feeling varied, I think that's because of the map design though, and not so much the mission types, because like,
well, I mean, basically every mission is go in there, get behind cover, shoot
kill
people,
everything,
and
but
leave.
Because the maps are so different constantly for every mission, that really helps make what would normally feel stale and ultimately repetitive not so bad, because you're in a different environment, you have to react differently to it. So
the game has skills that oddly enough you don't get by leveling. Levels are purely for gear, but as you build up your 3 sections of your building, you get new skills you can equip at any time. What do you think of that system, and also what skills are you gravitating towards?
The system is interesting. I'm not 100% sold on it. I kind of like an actual like level progression system.
I like that too, but I think the way they're doing it is to feel more like you're playing a single player game and progressing through a story. Like if you're playing like the new Splinter Cell and you start like upgrading parts of your airplane that you're in, also it unlocks new things for you to do. It feels a lot like that, which makes sense because it's the same company. So I think they're trying to, for people who are playing by themselves, maybe feel like they're building something up and they're getting rewarded for it.
Right. And I don't even have any complaints about it. I just think because I'm so into RPGs, that I kind of like, I'm leveling, but then I'm not like getting the skill points to like make my own trees and stuff. Instead, I have to like do missions to get currency and buy the stuff I want, which is still neat, and it's technically the same thing. It just, the feel
different
is not necessarily a home run for me, but I mean, I like it. It works. I'm gravitating towards, so far, the medical stuff. Being a sniper character, it's nice that because I could be back, I can like throw, a healing station next to people. I've done it a couple times when we were playing with Frank, because he was run and gunning all the time. There's a couple times I see where he gets health kind of low. He'd hit cover and I'd throw the thing right next to him. So it was just nice to be able to do that. I wish it had an indicator for people's health in the HUD somewhere, though.
That would be cool.
Because that would make being a healer more viable.
Yeah. I started out using the middle tree. What is that? The more assault based one, because you have like that more defensive one, assault based, and then medic one. And I like it a lot, but as I've played it more, I mean, the last time I played, I was literally using the heal gun and the heal support tower thing. I was using both of them, and it was awesome. Like I was like healing everybody and like keeping everyone alive and shit, but still shooting people and killing them. And I didn't feel like I was like the dude in the back, like being like a healer, like in an MMO. So not really surprising to me that I would go towards a healing thing, because I like being able to do things that helps the whole team. But yeah, have you experimented at all with the more defensive tree? And I'm sorry I forget the names, but the one that has like
I've not touched any of the barricade or shield.
They have one that's really neat, because I've started unlocking some of the mods for these, and you can put anything you're behind, any cover, you can essentially cast a thing on that piece of cover that makes them do less damage, makes you do more damage. But you can also later with a modification make that wall, if you're against it, heal you.
Okay.
So it's kind of interesting.
It is interesting.
Because then you can also be healer down that tree as well.
Super supportive in that regard. Yeah.
Like that's pretty much the buff tree.
Yeah.
It's really weird. It's interesting.
That is interesting. I don't think I've seen that in a game before.
What kind of guns are you preferring?
I haven't tried shotguns yet, so I have no basis on that one. The SMGs are fun, and they punish you for using them at distance, which is a good thing. But if you're up close, they just shred health, and it's great. The assault rifles are nice, but if some of them have really bad kick, so there's a couple of them more the like the M4 style ones I like. The was it like AK style ones I'm not a big fan of.
I don't like the AK-47.
And then I have one LMG, and I'm not a huge fan.
I've used 4 LMGs, and I've liked 3 of them. So I think that's actually probably one of my favorite ones so far. And I think it's because it has the higher suppressive rate. Like I can suppress people so easily.
Yeah.
Which I love games that allow you to suppress things. So to be able to do that, it's pretty cool.
It works really well with SMGs too. You can suppress people really easy with those.
I think the fire rate is kind of the reason for the extra unloading. And I do like the SMGs, but I like them as like it's not technically a secondary, but I like having it
primary.
If I'm in a building and someone's running up on me. But shotguns for the same reason, because up close they do a shitload of damage. But I'm also happy, because it's an Ubisoft game, that shotguns can shoot at distance as well. You don't get quite the same damage. You have one shot to do with a shotgun up close, but you still take a chunk of their health off. I haven't touched any sniper rifles or any semi-automatic rifle at all in the game yet. Would you suggest that? Like you like it that much?
No, I do like it a lot. Definitely more in a team setting though, because I found when I was playing by myself, everybody's shooting at you, and it's hard to like get up, get your scope ready, get their head.
It's definitely a supportive weapon.
You're not one-shotting people after a while either, because it's a hit point based game.
Yeah.
But you're doing huge crits, and a good example I can give is I remember we were fighting a guy, and if I missed his head, I'd do like 700 damage, but then if I'd crit, it was like 2,300. It was that's over
Big
2
difference.
times.
Big difference.
I do think if you're playing with people, try out a sniper rifle. They do really good damage. They have a decent semi-auto fire rate, so you're not sitting there just feeling like you're just popping a shot every once in a while. You can literally, as long as you can keep the reticle on their head, you just go and it's just crit. A lot of fun. I need to get more mods for it though to kind of stabilize it a little, I think. But
makes a huge difference. Mods actually matter, which I like. I had a oh god, what kind of gun? My last LMG, which was actually a clip-based LMG, which I liked. It had less ammo, but it still had that power and suppressive power. But at first, it did really good damage, but it pulled up too hard. I put a bunch of stability mods on it, and it pretty much became an M4. Okay. It made a huge difference, so I'm glad to see that. I'm always kind of worried that mods will only do a little bit of something, which is good, but it was completely noticeable, which I like. Kind of wrapping this up a little bit. What do you think's so appealing, if you do think it's appealing, about these like faux MMOs coming out? Like I said before, like Destiny and The Division. A lot of people are comparing the two. A lot of people don't want to compare the two. I think it's easy to compare the two, but yeah, what do you think? What do you think it is about that? Because there is a definite difference between MMOs and these type of games that we technically are calling MMOs nowadays.
Well, I mean, obviously, I'm into them. Me and you started a long time ago, even playing like Phantasy Star Online,
Yep.
which is that style of game. I think the lobby and then mission based games or these full MMOs benefit because you don't need to gather a huge party, or sometimes ever. In most cases, you can do it by yourself because scaling difficulties,
Yeah.
even in older games like Phantasy Star, the mission is an objective. You go and you do, and you can like knock out a mission or two in an evening and not like have to spend hours doing it. I think that's a huge appeal with having those strong RPG elements to keep people wanting to come back for more. The loot, the leveling, just the general progression of it. So I think, and as we're seeing with games like Destiny and The Division, I think we're going to see the genre just keep getting bigger. So,
Are you open to that?
absolutely.
Yeah, me too. I was gonna say, because all your points I completely agree with. I think though another thing that's really appealing about it is you're getting an MMO experience, but in a bite-sized portion. I think you're getting that same experience, but in a streamlined fashion that you can
Yep.
do it faster, more efficiently, and just get in there and get done. And it feeds that MMO feel. The only thing you're
does.
lacking is the immersion of living in a world.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. The one point I was going to bring up was the example. You know, I've played a lot of specifically like Final Fantasy 11, World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy 14, and you travel through those worlds, and you go to like there's no teleporting around.
And you have experiences with people and events happen, all that stuff like that. Things you remember. Whereas like games like this, you have like an instance you remember. Like,
Yep.
oh, you remember that time? Fuck, we're fighting that boss and that thing happened.
Yeah. Still good for stories, obviously,
Yeah.
just different kinds. You're not-
Different, yeah. It's more condensed
Yeah.
versus the bigger and grander scale of an MMO. But I do think we're going to see more of these types of games. I think this is a good evolution of the MMO because it is more accessible to everybody while still feeding for people who want a deeper
Yeah.
feeling of MMOs and someone like me who likes really everything. So yeah, in closing, I really enjoy the game. I like it a lot. I'm looking forward to playing more. I hope it stays to this caliber and keeps me interested. I would suggest this to every single person unless you hate shooters. But if you like MMOs, if you like shooters, if you like team-based stuff, I think you'd enjoy this game. It's worth $60 in my opinion. I haven't beaten the game. I'm not 30, but it's a good game all around. I'm glad that it came out, and I'm not disappointed.
Before I give my quasi review, it's worth noting I don't think either of us have been on the Dark Zone.
Yeah, I haven't been in there yet.
So no opinion on that. Sorry. And
We'll come back to it though.
And like we said, we haven't hit max level yet. So
This is a mid impressions.
that being
talk.
said, fun so far. Liking what I'm seeing with the RPG elements to it because I know this game originally wasn't really supposed
to be like
this.
Daisy and then evolved to Destiny.
Yeah, and I think it was a good change for them. It works really well in a console environment, and I haven't played it on PC. I imagine it works just fine. I mean, you have plenty of games like that on there already. I would also recommend this to pretty much everybody.
It's definitely marketed and made for everybody.
Yeah, I know Ubisoft said it's their. I think it's their record-breaking game sales for them right now. So, and Destiny did the same for Bungie. So you can see people want this style of game for sure.
Definitely. I think it hits a lot of markets. I think it hits home for most people who play video games.
I'm not sure if there's raids in the game. So if we're
That'd be cool.
Gonna talk about things I'd like to see. Would like to see raids implemented.
I think mounts would be cool, but I don't think we're going to see that.
No, but it'd be
Even if
pretty
you're at,
cool
like, a
to have
motorcycle
a little
or
like
something.
crotch rocket or
Yeah.
something through the streets. Though they're pretty densely cluttered, you'd run
Yeah.
into everything. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that'd work. Maybe a bicycle.
Yeah. And I'd like to see like expansions.
They're gonna.
Yeah.
You know they have a season pass, so
Definitely.
I just hope it's actual. There's one thing you guys can do actually to, kind of really give it to Destiny is. I believe their season pass is cheaper. Make the content that you give larger than what Destiny has given to their fan base.
Absolutely.
I think you will have a loyal fan base for a while. So
Just make new and exciting content that keeps up with what was originally the vision for the game, a cooperative game, and the Dark Zone is for people who want to shoot each other and stuff like that. But like, just keep focusing on what people bought the game for.
yeah,
And don't fucking just be like, oh, we're gonna focus on the fucking verses more,
yeah.
like Destiny. But yeah, let us know in the comments below. Are you playing the Division? Do you want to play it? Are you liking it? Do you hate it? Do you not care about the game? Let us know. But yeah, that's our midway impressions of the game. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Make sure to like, subscribe if you did like this episode. Check us out on Tumblr and Twitter, Tastely Gaming. Check us out on Twitch, Sleep Division. Check out our other episodes. And yeah, we'll see you guys next Tuesday. Until then, my name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And we'll see you guys later. Have a good weekend, guys.